Hi, I'm Tracy Browning from Constantine Quilts, and I am in rural South Australia, here on the beautiful Yorke Peninsula, where it is trying to be a bit sunny. It definitely is windy, so hopefully drying out the crops so that we can get started harvesting again today. Now, this session that I am now running live and hoping that the tech is working is for my 5-inch upgraded swag ruler. Now, I designed these many years ago in the early 2000s, and they were my no frills range with no etched lines or branding on them. And I just showed you how to create your own markings on your ruler to be able to use these. And I do have videos, and they'll be running after this one, showing you how to use my swag rollers to create beautiful swag designs in a border on a quilt. Now, today I will swap over and just show you a different camera. Here we go. Here is my upgraded 5-inch swag template. And as you can see, we have some gorgeous laser etched lines on this so that it will help you line everything up and guide you to do repeating designs over your quilt. Now, as I said, border designs are what these were originally made for, but today I wanted to show you just a couple of tricks to think about when you're using this ruler, that you can use it for more than just border designs. So let me go grab my piece of paper and see if we can get this lined up so that you can see. So we're looking at this one here. Now that is a 15-inch long, and I can't remember, I did 5-inch wide. For example, say that was a sashing that I've drawn up, and I've marked the 5-inch points. Now with this ruler, it's called a 5-inch swag because the distance between each repeat is exactly 5 inches. And this is made for the 1/2-inch diameter ruler foot on your machines. And that's the most common size of feet for long arm quilting machines and for domestic machines. Now, this is only coming in a high shank, so 6mm thick. So suitable for all long arm machines and quite a few domestic machines as well. Now, being a sashing, it can go in any direction on a quilt. So when you're doing it in a border, you do it like a frame, and that is self-explanatory, or you can watch the videos that are coming up after this. But in a sashing, you don't want it directional, and you can come up with a few different ways. So I'm just going to show you one. And I'm going to choose, we've got 6 different depths of swags here, and I'm going to select this one and this one. So in my mind, I number my different curves, so from smallest to largest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to be using 4 and 5. And I'm also got, for demonstration purposes, I have this little drawing wheel, which I can put a pencil in the center, and that mimics my hopping foot and needle so that you can see how it should stitch out. So using just these 2 depths of swag, we can go along and draw a design, and we can move this ruler over. So we're going to pause, move the ruler over. Oops. We were still there, needle down, like that. Needle down, and we can come back the other way, lining up our etch line on the seam line. And let's do a double depth. Move our ruler over and lining up our seam line. Whoops, I've already got that one, don't I? So we need the shorter one. Not so easy when we are drawing. So you'll get the idea. And then I want to do the deep one. Okay, so then we would turn our ruler around the other way, and let's see, I'm going to have to move the paper only because the camera tripod is in the way. I'm just going to turn this over again. The etched lines are only on one side, so we really would like them on the bottom. It gives a little bit of friction on the quilt so the ruler doesn't slip as much. B, there's no distortion by looking at a line through that 1/4 inch acrylic. So now when we come back, we can repeat this on the other side of your sashing. And we're going to end up with a wonderful detailed design that will actually give you some negative spaces that you can go back and fill in and come up with even more effective quilting. Now I can't see any comments at this point, so I do hope we have a few people watching. Okay, so how about that for a sashing design, which is now not directional at all and can go on any quilt. It's great. And don't forget, you do have some negative spaces in here. You could fill in some of these areas with a small stipple, or let me see, we could go and do just a figure 8 or ribbon candy, whatever you're comfortable with. So quick fill that pushes back the quilt sandwich, condenses it all to then create a secondary design. Looks great. And I think we could almost do the similar here. We can just go and fill in this part of the design. Here we go again. And you could keep on going and do whatever you choose to finish off and make your sashings something different. So that is one thing to think about. Of course, your sashing isn't going to always mathematically fit the ruler that you have on hand. And the whole point of this today was to try and demonstrate that you need to look at your rulers from all angles as such. Okay, so we have, let's move this out of the way for a minute, we have 6 different depths. we don't have to use the full amount. If you measured across from here to here, that wouldn't be as far as what it is from there to there. So let's have a look at this sashing, which is a 12 by 4 inch, which is probably a little bit more common. That's what we see in a lot of quilts. And I've actually done equal divisions of 2 inches just to see what we could come up with. And you could simply work out where it's going to fit between that 4-inch area there, and then you could put some tape on there and you know then exactly where that is going to be. In this case, I'm going to come up, and then we'd be doing exactly the same as before, but we're using a tape, and this is a 1/4 inch glow line tape. Over here, let's see, can we see? It's glow line tape. You get, it's low tacky, so it doesn't leave any residue on your rulers, and you do get 3 different colours, and there is 7 yards in each colour that you can utilise. Okay, they're all on the website, glow line tape. So that's what you can use, and mark just the part of that curve that you want to use in each repeat. Right, so that's one way of using it, the same as before. Or we can think something a little bit different. We can, let me see, which one shall I use? Okay, we might use number 5. And we're going to, I'm using my etch line down the middle of the swag, making sure that it's parallel with the dotted line. Okay. Starting at, you can move your ruler until you've got it's bumping it up. So I'm just going to use this to go up to that point there. Then I'm going to move the ruler over just enough so that it stays parallel, but I know that's 1/4 inch away, and butt it up against to where my foot is and go down to the other one. Lift up my ruler. I've got static here now. And what I should have done and didn't, but I will now, is to make sure I'm going to hit that same spot each time. I'm going to draw or just mark where I need to hit it. See, this is how you do it, all on the fly. Now I'm keeping this parallel to the bottom, keeping that parallel to my drawn line. Head it up to that point there, move it over, nudge it up together and back. So it's a slightly different effect. A bit more of a cathedral type effect. So make sure my needle is down there, get it all lined up to there, move over to the other side. Down to here, and then of course I'm going to repeat on the other side. Now we could measure that distance, but I'll just do it roughly. Yep, that will work. Chalk is your friend. And we're going to do something similar on this side to repeat it. Up to my marked spot, move my ruler over, keeping everything parallel, see it was there. Take it down. And you get the slot, and you can do the same and overlap, running out of space with the tripod here. Move it over to that side. And you could go back and do the same and go that little bit deeper again to make a point. But my point is here, again, you are going to just use part of the curve. We could turn around and come in and do part of this one and make it a bit shallower. Lining up the centre line here, come up to here, lining up the centre with that line there and pulling it down until we know that our foot is going to stitch that curve. If we were doing this over a whole quilt with lots and lots of sashings, I would definitely use the tape to put a line on the top of that curve so you knew which part of the curve you were going to be using. Right, so now you can see we've come up with a totally different geometric style design that can go and repeat in a sashing. And same thing, you need to look at your negative spaces to see what parts you want to highlight. This time it could simply be, let's highlight the fact, push down these areas. And we're going to get a totally different look. And then we're going to get that look to go in the middle. Go in and echo again. And you could see how you can just build some designs to make them uniquely yours. And there you go. Let's just swap back. Hope that gave you some ideas on how you can use this swag ruler. Trying to get into the right camera. Look at that. Almost see through me. So how you can use all the different curves and parts of those curves to come up with different designs. You've got different designs you could do, like what am I trying to think of? Continuous curves. You've got different depths of curves to be able to do continuous curves, just using a portion. And if you're going to be doing lots and lots of those same curves on that quilt top in the same type of or size blocks, then yes, go and use your tape to mark those curves so you are getting the same repeat each time, and then you'll create your consistent quilting across your quilt top. So hope that gives you some more ideas on how you can get more out of the same template or the same ruler. So besides just doing swags, there is so much more that you can, so many more designs that you can achieve. So thanks for watching.